What's up, people? It's kind of chilly. Kind of like it. I'm in Texas. Texas is usually like super hot, so it's chilly. Weather's pretty good. Had some little bit of a freeze last night. Wasn't nothing major. It's kind of sun just went down, so temperature's dropping back, and it feels pretty good. I like it. Anyway, last night I was watching Star Wars. We just went through like fucking. My homie here has uh, a friend over who is a homeless guy he used to know because he used to live on the streets and stuff, and he let him stay over. And I guess just what he's entertaining him with is Star Wars because he's like a Star Wars fan or whatever. But yeah, I was watching Star Wars, and it kind of got me thinking like on like a uh, I don't know, like a bigger level of like galactic possibilities. You might say like galactic politics. Like what? Not just that, but like even like the whole concept of Star Wars is like in a galaxy far, far away. Well, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But it's like it's a whole galactic republic, and that in itself is like a governmental body that it all kind of functions together, and it's almost like a way to organize the. I'd like to say like economic output of civilization. I mean, and we can see the same thing on our planet. When we look at politics, we have different countries, different political bodies. We have countries with states, with cities, and different political bodies at different levels, and it's all like a organizing, managerial, uh, you know, factor in it all. Um, and that would be what like a galactic republic is, and then you had the empire, obviously, with the dark side of the force or whatever, and that just would be like a authoritarian, uh, tyrannical dictator type thing, versus the republic, which is like a supposed to be like a representative government or whatever. Um, and you can see, I mean, the way I think about it is like, um, I think about it in a sense of like organizing the I would say economic output. Like that's just the way I see it. Um, Even like with armies and everything, it's like I would call it. It remind. Look, I'll just say what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like an ant pile. Like you have an ant pile. There's a queen usually, and there's different parts of the ant pile, and they're all doing different jobs and tasks to like uphold the empire. And the only difference between like the empire and the republic would be that the republic is something that is supposed to be ruled over by a an elected governmental body instead of like there being a dictator or whatever. Um, and I think that's fine. Um, it's all about planning, and decision making. I guess on a collective level, and as long as there's a plan, one of the things I like to say is that it's not about who the leader is; it's about what the plan is. You know what I mean? And as long as there's a plan and like a blueprint that people have that they can go by to like organize their whole functionality. With like let's say a company, you can look at any big company. Yeah, there's usually like a CEO or whatever, but then there's like different you know higher level executives that handle different departments and stuff. And there's usually a collective democratic type decision making process, and those are usually the best companies where if there's a CEO, he listens to all everybody. Even though he might have the final say, he's still open ears or whatnot um, to different ideas and stuff, and that creates an adaptive organizational structure, and I think that's good. Um, yeah, I mean, that's just the way I like to look at it. Like the Galactic Republic, I would say it's like one big organization, you know, or even the Empire was one big organization, and they were competing. Really, you could have, I don't know, meshed that all together, made it work somehow. I think. Um, Ultimately, what I see in this universe, I would say, is like life flourishing. Life seems to be like a feature of the universe that just comes into existence, through the natural evolution, whatever, I guess, pre-existing conditions, are here, kind of gave rise to life, and then life becomes intelligent, and life, you know, builds systems and, affects its environment to, you know, make it more suitable for itself to live, intelligent life kind of ends up dominating the whole situation, and I think that's a natural thing, and I think with that happening, we just look at it on a bigger level as the universe flourishing into intelligent life that ultimately reshapes the universe itself to, make it more suitable for itself, more suitable for life. So it's almost like we're like the gardeners that grew from the garden, to help, the garden grow even more, universal garden, you might say. And and you can just look at that like as a principle, just that seems to be like what the universe is doing, and we're just like part of that process. Um, and as far as like any organizational structure, like political structure, it's all the same thing. It's all just organizing the the I would say the economic output. I mean, that's just the way that I say it. But you know, people are like busy bodies, and it kind of reminds me like an empire almost, just where there's constantly ants moving from place to place and all working together to kind of keep the whole colony functioning. So it's the same thing on this planet. We have a economic system with goods transporting from every side of the globe and whatever information moving here and there and communication, and it's a whole system. It's even though it's like separate, like supposedly with different regions or whatnot, doesn't mean it's actually separate. It's like we're all on the same planet. The planet itself is one system. The planet itself is like a freaking fish tank almost, like we're out here in an aquarium, with certain levels of oxygen and CO2 and stuff, like fine tuned, just like a freaking fish tank would be. It's all one big planetary system, and as far as all the economic activity, it's back and forth, and it's what it is, and it's all like one big colony, just like an empire almost, and you just take that and extrapolate it to a galactic republic or whatnot, and it's the same exact thing. It's just, and what is the purpose of all that? It's again, intelligent life, creating systems to help facilitate, its own prosperity, and we're like the gardeners that grew from the garden, that are gardening to help the garden grow even more. We're trying to help our own species, or just help life, intelligent life itself, to prosper, proliferate and prosper. Like we're just literally like in one wing of the universe here on this planet. This planet just happens to be like a nice greenhouse type planet where life is prospering, and it's just life seems to be a feature of the universe, and we are in one sector of it that happens to be flourishing with life. And I think that might be like the ultimate purpose of, I don't know if there is a purpose. I've considered that with considerations of there being a creator. Like, but either way, life came about, like whether it was on purpose or not. So here we are, and I think it's natural for us to want to condition the environment or create systems, whatever, to make it more suitable for ourselves, suitable for life, for future generations, and it's just natural for us to do that, I think. And so, in any case, it's kind of the same thing. We are the gardeners that grew from the garden, and I like to just think of this planet as like sector of the universe, in a sector of this galaxy that kind of is just it's kind of really budding into life, just like you might have a patch of dirt somewhere that just kind of is really fertile and just bursting with life, and you're kind of like, wow, that's nice, and you want to spread that type of flourishing, activity elsewhere, It's kind of what we're doing. We're thinking about, trying to go to Mars, trying to go elsewhere. We want to go, maybe create a galactic republic, go planet to planet, spread life or whatever, and create these systems to help life flourish all around the place. And that's what we're doing with the gardeners that grew from the garden, man. It's a pretty cool concept. But yeah, as far as like a empire republic goes, that's just to me like an organizational structure for to organize economic activity, the industrial output, you might say, and these systems they gotta be managed properly, and that's why I'm more for like a republic because sometimes one person that can try to direct all resources toward their own personal benefit or whatnot, and I think a republic or representative government of some sort is much more likely to look after the well-being of the entire garden, as opposed to one flower. So yeah, just a concept. um I was thinking about critiquing government in general, but I mean, if you could just like wrap your head around that concept in general, about the government just being an organizational structure for the economic activity or whatnot, the hustle, it's like one big machine, or almost like a collective organism itself that's like evolving, kind of like like a forest. Like a forest is like one big ecosystem. It's like same thing with humans as part of a planet. It's like one big system kind of, and even if there's a galactic republic, it would be similar. With people and ideas moving back and forth and everything. It's like one big kind of evolving organism, sort of, and I just think it has to be allowed to evolve and grow, and you know, I think that plasticity is a good concept. Where like if you have plants and stuff, you put obstacles in their way, they'll like they'll figure a way to grow still, around it or whatever. It's kind of what life does. Life finds a way, as people say. It's the same thing, if there's a collective organism that is, I don't know, our species or just intelligent life altogether, even if it's made up of hundreds of different species, then there's some type of organizational structure, hopefully there's a level of plasticity that allows it to adapt and grow and really work. I mean, that's what's necessary, even for like a company. This goes into like corporate management philosophy and stuff. Some of the best companies are the ones that adapt and move into different markets, and they just know how to kick ass. The ones that die are the ones that try to be rigid, keep doing the same things without any adapting, just not adapting, not changing with the time, not moving with the situation, that to me is stupid. It's like there being a boulder coming your way, you just stand there instead of moving, like you move, you adapt. There's stuff that happens in life, you adapt, you don't just stand there and freaking kid ran over. So yeah, I mean, that's some pretty basic stuff, just pretty basic concepts. I don't know, just food for thought. I like that Star Wars exists. Star Wars is an awesome thing, and I think hopefully, I mean, I'm guessing that the intent of George Lucas, with even the concept of there being a galactic republic, is to try to put people on that bigger level of thought, And if that was his intent, then well, there you go. Because I kind of was picking up on it, because that's what I'm thinking about now. So there you go. And it's cool. I think it's cool to look at it in that way. I watched Star Wars plenty of times in my life. Like when I was younger, I was just like, ooh, lightsabers, pew pew pew, like spaceships, yay. Now I'm like, a lot more aware. As an adult, 32 right now, and I've been studying politics, business, stuff like that. More so than I had in my past. And now I'm looking at all those aspects of it. It's like, oh, like I'm seeing it. Like I feel like I have a more holistic view of it all. This is, I don't know. So I figured I'd share the perspective. Guess that's all I gotta say for now. Just some food for thought for the moment. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know. I guess maybe if nothing else, I hope this can be applied, in managing our future or even present Galactic Republic, as infantile as it might be right now. Hoping that eventually it grows into a Galactic Republic of sorts. Hoping that this can be some type of just good sense to guide the collective management of said Galactic Republic or Empire, whatever. Which one? I don't care. I don't even care. Republic, Empire. Just manage it well. Make it happen. Make it good. See all that stuff with all the fighting and stuff, man. I'm like, I just need to chill, bro. Just figure it out. Like, just back and forth with the drama. Yeah, see, I'm at that level even where Star Wars, I'm just like, why are they fighting? Why are they like, why don't you just work it out, But then you want to have your movie, so guess that's yeah, that'll spoil the fun of the cinema, but whatever. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll talk to y'all later. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.